The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Good morning, everyone. On this 12th day of January, Monday, we're looking at the Dow down 203 at 49,300. Look at this high-level consolidation that we've had here at a peak D at 49,621. Nothing here that's negative, but I was saying to subscribers, we've got to be a little bit cautious here. A lot of things going on this week, although the bank earnings, we might see some good pops to the upside. Meantime, back at the ranch, the Dow is down 215, a little bit more than the S&P. The S&P is down 6.77, having made. Now, this is going to be, I'm calling this a leg F to the upside. Could have recycled, but this is what I've treated as right now because all the technicals are still good. It's stochastic 85%, etc. And now I want to get rid of this. Remember, I always say, in the Chapman wave notation, it's a work in progress, and you just do the very best you can to identify what's working and what's not working. So this means we've broken just a tad above the rectangle formation, and this rectangle lasted quite a bit. It's a weekly chart, so it goes, quite a bit way. Now, there's never an H, so this has to be a leg C to the upside in the weekly chart. That is really positive to identify. So we've got a down arrow there, got an up arrow here, and it's a peak A, peak B. Now it's in a leg C. If it goes to a high above 69, let me just give you the exact number. It was 6978.36. If it goes to 0.37, that continues this leg C to the upside this week. Now, here's another thing. Within the context of the monthly charts, this is a leg B in the monthly. There's no other way to count it. That is really bullish for 2026 in the sense that it should go to higher heights. It doesn't tell you how high. So the how high means that we might even see that it doesn't go all that much higher, or it just breaks out. Now, I want to talk about some things as they unfold. I like to do that because why else would I be wanting to do this for so many years, decades, just on a daily basis, minute-by-minute basis in some cases, is to talk about what I think is very important. Now, there's a pattern that I talk about. That's the long. I've got webinars on my homepage. This is for subscribers. And it says that a narrow, long rectangle can last a lot longer than your patience. When it's on the upside and it's in the higher level consolidation, invariably the move that breaks is the break to the downside of the lower channel horizontal line. When it's on the upside, it can be to the upside, and very often I wish I had a tool. I say I wish I should be able to. In fact, I'm working on software right now. We talk about different iterations. It's really irritations. It's just all weekend, just over. This is about 2.5 weeks now. I've been working on this. Anyway, doesn't matter. What I am looking at here is that if I use this right there as the hinge, this is the fulcrum, right? Very often when the break comes to the upside or the downside after a long rectangle, the price, if I had to swing this to the upside, it isn't as if you can go 1-to-1, but it is amazing how sharply higher the right side diagonal line is. And look, you can see it right now. Forget about the wave count. But for the wave count, let's just do it this way. A, B, C, D. It's just gone to a D. Okay, we're always looking for Ds. Now, the other thing is, so I'd like actually to get rid of this because this is what I'm working on. So close workspace because I wanted to get back to something else. That's frustrating seeing that it's starting to pull back. That's okay. Right. Now what I want you to do is just to add my usual thing, which is my Dow chart, which I show my subscribers every market day. And that's what I use. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for Dow daily analysis. Okay. So as this is coming up, I want to just go through a couple of things. So what we've seen today is that there are a number of high-profile stocks that started off weak, had a really nice bounce, and I suspect that they might start to weaken. I'm not sure why this big rally is unfolding right now, unless it's an assessment to say, okay, that's what I wanted to look at. And I just wanted to see this one with a trend. Yeah, I got nothing to see there. So let's just go back to our story. All right. Within the context of the S&P, down 9 now. Here we go. This is the peak E in the 1-minute chart, G/C in the 5-minute chart. Oh, I didn't even do the 2-minute. And G/C in the 10-minute chart. I just wouldn't be surprised if this does pull back. There's E-mini futures at 69.94. Then actually breaks and it goes down to 69.85. If it can hold it, that's positive. If it breaks down sometime during the day, we might even test 69.75. That's just the way I'm looking at it, and I don't see anything at this particular point to change that. Now, what I want to do is just to put that in there. Okay. So within the context of the futures, I think that this is early morning something. I mean, look, Fed Powell, maybe under indictment, coming to a break. We've got the tariffs on Wednesday. This could be a little bit of a shaky week. That's the way I'm looking at it right now. And we want to go to the different indexes. So the IWM, which was one of the stronger ones, is now weak a little today. It's down $1.54, 258.70 after going to an all-time high. An all-time high on Friday, and that's really quite incredible. That the Russell 2000 small caps should be leading the market, or in amongst the leaders like the S&P. That's fantastic. All right. So with that said, look, here's the SMHs. So the SMHs are down a little bit, I believe. Yep, down 38 cents. Look at that, almost at the all-time highs. That was maybe an instant restart within 3 bars. I'm calling that an E right now. The weekly chart still very strong. Monthly chart in leg B. Man, I'll tell you, these semiconductors, they are the clues. If they continue to act like this, it's going to be very positive. So any negatives that are coming up, there is at least a counter trend with some of the sectors moving nicely. Now, here's the other thing I want to look at. The gold, let's go to the GC. The GC right now almost at the highs, $126 up at 46.27. One of the reasons why we've kept our gold position, even though it's a small position, we've kept it, haven't added to it because we've got other areas that we're trying to add. Look at that breakout. Because it didn't take out the starting point of peak, that trough that started leg A, way down the 4,200 area, this could be an alternate count. Just for now, I don't see any reason why I should do it. This is it looks to me like it's a B, a strong move. Still have room to get the stochastic at 68 into the 80% area. Just nothing to look at right here in terms of weakness. Broke above the left side resistance at 45.84, looking quite good. And the weekly chart, probably a leg C. It could be an alternate count. I don't see why I should give it that. It's a leg C, and the monthly chart F/C. Silver, nice breakout as well. 82.67 was the high just 2 weeks ago. Here it is at 85.52. Kept our long position in coal mining. Wow. Look at that, almost back to the highs. Wow, what quick moves in the gold and silver. I'll be back in a moment.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Folks, let me just do this before I forget about it. I had a question about Intuitive Surgical ISRG trading right now at 569.79, down 16.5. So it's done very well. So this doesn't quite go into the medical medical instruments like MDT, which is Medtronic, which had a fabulous move, went to a peak C1, C2. It did a left side, right side price time match in the 105, 106 area. Now it's pulling back. The other one was Boston Scientific, BSX. But I like to put them into the category of medical. So ISRG, this is the Da Vinci surgery methodology. Purely, just a real quick story. I had a friend who knew this area very well, and he started a company. He and some others started here in Cambridge, Mass. Started a company, and they developed just a hand tool that was absolutely. I believe I'm just going by hearsay, but I believe it was outstanding. But because hospitals pay millions to get these ISRG, intuitive surgical products in the hospital, and then the maintenance and everything, once you've got them, what are you going to throw them away because you've got some hand tools in this era of robotics? Well, ISRG with its robotic surgery won out. These guys had a fabulous tool. They really didn't get going, and they lost out big time. It's just very interesting. So I like this very much, and I think you wanted to put DHT together for the question, right? DHT, which is DHT Holdings. I don't know if they go together. I can't remember what DHT Holdings is. Very nice, strong leg A. The one's at $13.50, and it looks quite good. I like it. Let me put it that way. 13 to 12.80 is the support. If it gets to 13.78, it should get to the 14s and break to a new high. So yes, I like it. I'm going to make a note here. I'll look it up in a moment, not right now. ISRG. I've got a bunch of other questions coming in. So yeah, so ISRG, I'm just saying, if you're in it and you're in lower down, I just hold it. If you're looking to get a new entry, I would not do it right now. It's trading at 568. It's down 17, down 3% on a day like this. I think that peak D that it's probably making this week in the weekly chart is just going to say, at best it goes sideways, at worst it takes out 547 at some point in January, and then that's going to be tough. So right now, I just hold off. Let's look at it again maybe in a couple of days. And then I had some questions. Let's do this right now because crude oil is trading down 30 cents. Had a question about SLB, which is Schlumberger. Beautiful action. I had it down here looking at it. I remember the other day, and I said, if it breaks out, this could be a nice break to the upside. And it did go to that peak F right there. It pulled back and started a brand new move, A, B. This is a leg C to the upside. It's trading right now down 68 cents at 44.52. Down, down 67 cents. But I think it's holding very well. Leg E. There's your D, there's your E in the weekly chart. Oops, I've moved up the now, remember the rectangle formation? Let me just put this back because I think I just moved it by mistake. That's where it was. Yeah, so you got the rectangle formation that produces a nice bowl or cup formation, breaks to the upside. So the question was, let's see, hi Basil. Can you look at SLB and UPS for longs on the show? Both have been out of favor for a while, and we are now starting to break downtrends. SLB, Schlumberger, oil and drilling. Oh, that throat. Yeah, all right. Are benefiting from perceived uptick in drilling activity worldwide despite Halliburton. Did I mention that? Price is not really going up. UPS is in the middle of a turnaround. They're reducing their deliveries for Amazon and other low-margin businesses to focus on high-margin business, including healthcare logistics. UPS also pays roughly a 6% dividend. So I like Schlumberger. I like the fact that it spiked. I think I mentioned this before, that there was a gap. How the gap gets filled or doesn't get filled and how the upside breaks out is important. Let's put it this way. For the looking out period, in other words, let's go into March. The way Schlumberger is moving, even though it could consolidate, it looks to me like it's attempting to get to the 48.52 area. So I like it. Now, what would I do right now? I think you can start a position. Treat it as a starter position. You don't actually want the gap to be full, but that gap goes from the 41 down to 40. I mean, 40.25 or something like it. Yeah, you are at 44.52. So let's treat it as something that you can build a position, because if this is going to work, you want to be building a position knowing that you have risk, but that when it breaks out, all the positions you've got lower down, you can start to maneuver, you can change the stops, etc., etc. You want that privilege, right? So as I see it right now, I'm going to say to you at 44.58, I'd prefer between 44 and 43 to just start your position. But yeah, start a position, but you'll know how much to put in because, as I say, it's just a starter position. However, Halliburton, I don't have the notation. That's why I'm looking so forward to getting this automated. A, B, C, D, double topping at 33. It's at 31.84 right now, down 79 cents. Breaking out above the 200-period moving average. If the 9 and 14 in the weekly chart eventually break to the upside above the 200-period moving average, you've got a lot more to the upside. So it's at 31.88. Is there a better one out of the two of them? Let's just do this. SLB. Let's go to Halliburton. They're almost the same price. One's 44, one's 31. I don't really have a preference. I think they're both doing the same thing. Halliburton's the same thing. You remember, who was it? Cheney, Halliburton? Every hour of the day you say, Halliburton, Cheney, Halliburton, Cheney. Man, the media, when I think about it, just infuriates me. Anyway, Halliburton is here trading at 31.82, down 81 cents. All I can say is that it's doing very nicely. You've got tremendous support in the 29 to 28 area where the 200-period moving average is. That says 10% risk. Here again, I prefer to wait a little bit But with oil, you never know whether to wait or not, because it suddenly spikes when it does move. So at 31.76, choose one of the two. Of course, whichever one you choose, the other one's going to move. That's the way it is. But if you want both, start just small positions. That's all I'm saying. Now, UPS, I discussed in great detail the other day. I liked it very much. I said there's been a change in the trend. Monthly chart is finally improving a little bit. You had the 82 3 times hit over a period of a couple, 2 years or something like that. To the penny, it's usually a good sign. It's moving up. In fact, it looks a little bit like the Schlumberger chart. It's at 107.78. This one has a little more risk, just in terms of percentages. So 104 to 103 is really strong support. All the technicals are very good. I like it. All I can say is I did the work the other day. I said I liked it. It was up in the 103 area. Now it's hit 109 today. It's pulling back, and 109 on Friday. Now it's pulling back a little bit, just a little bit. It's down 19 cents. I like it as well. So I'm just not sure how to tell you to get in, but I do like it. I'll be back in a moment.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
DHT Holdings, I just looked it up. It's an oil tanker, crude oil, internationally, operates internationally, has vessels. Yeah, so this is acting very nicely. Just, I don't know if you can put, what am I going to just put here? Crude oil transportation. Okay. Yeah. Just to be able to look at NAT, which is the one that I really have followed for decades and decades and decades, and we still don't own it. It's doing so well. NAT has the same chart pattern. Nordic American tankers doing very nicely, down a penny at $3.90. Yeah, this one has tremendous support between 380 and 353, and it's at 390 right now. I would say that if it breaks above, if it actually tags $4, then this candle right here becomes the focal point. This candle right here of a monthly chart, May of 2024, which had a 440 high. So those are your levels there to watch. Another question came in. I did that. Just let me check. UPS, room to grow. Amazon passed UPS in numbers of packages delivered last year. All right. Thank you, Mr. Bill. Yeah, another question came in, a statement really. Basil, no question. More of a fundamental question. Do you feel the market is remaining stable through this tariff negotiations based on the Treasury stating they have funds for rebates to other countries? Well, I did remember, kind of vaguely remember, but you've triggered that memory now in terms of the funds that are there available. I do remember reading that. However, it's what's said about the tariffs, and that's I think that is not being taken into consideration in terms of this huge rally we had this morning. From Dow was down almost 400 points, and it came back to just down 100. And the S&P, let me just see if the S&P. Give me a second here from what we were looking. Yeah, look, the S&P futures had a huge move. The low this morning was 69.50, and it just hit 7,008, and now it's pulled back. So yeah, as far as I'm concerned, looking at the charts and doing a lot of chart work over the weekend, I liked what I saw. I just felt that it was a little bit too enthusiastic. There's just too much going on here that I think has the potential just to be shaky. So let me answer this very specifically. I'd be looking at price. It doesn't matter what they say or how they say it. I never care about that. It's the response that I'm looking at. And as far as I'm concerned, this response is going to be very, very important. Why? Because within the context of what we've seen when intraday there could be a sharp sell-off and then a huge rally. Intraday there could be a sharp rally and then a big sell-off. I just want to know what the response is, and by the end of the day, Wednesday going into Thursday during my show, we'll have a much, much better picture of what really is happening. So to answer the question, I love the action of the market, but everything I was looking at going into last week was saying to me, toppy action, toppy action, toppy action. This rally this morning, I find it quite suspicious. I'm not complaining. It's held many of our positions very nicely because we are positioned to benefit from rallies. But at the same time, I have to ask the question, why is gold going to the moon? It's worried. Countries are worried. So this tariff thing is just a warning to me to say, let's prepare. So I say to subscribers, let's prepare. These are our stops. This is what we are trying to buy on sharp dips. I'm not chasing anything right now. And let's see how we survive it by Friday. I like the question. I don't like my answer because my answer is to say, let's see. But what else do you want to do in the market? You prepare, and then let the market take care of whatever it is. If you're correct, and you have all your long positions, that's great. If you haven't started any shorts, which we haven't, I almost did, but we haven't, maybe that's the time to have some shorts and think that January gets a little shaky. We've had a fantastic beginning. Now it gets a little shaky. There's nothing wrong with that. So I haven't answered your question, but I have tried to answer your question. Basil, on the gold and silver sidelines looking to get back in, please, if you can, take a look at where you might get back into CD or past Pan American Silver, or any gold silver stock you like. I took profits in many of them, including MUX, VGX, EXK, and no watching the plane take off without me. And now watching the plane take off. Yeah, it's very difficult. So let me just do this here. I think you got the question. I've got the question. It's the same question we all have. If you haven't added to positions or you haven't got in, what do you do? So let's just so you got two here. CD is the one that we still own, and it's for 23.61 was the all-time high back in, I think it was October. Pull back to the 13s. We're in under 8. And here it is at 21.93. We don't have as much as I would like, believe me, but it's still doing okay. It's very difficult. All I can suggest to you is have a cup of tea here. All I can suggest is that within the context of what's going on, so this is core mining silver, PAAS is another Pan American Silver, all-time highs, even as we speak, all-time highs. What do you do? Here's the only thing that I know of in this situation. You just grab it right here, 56.42, or that's Pan American Silver, or core mining, 21.90, and now your thinking is completely different. This is possibly a long-term buy and hold. You never know. I would not think of it that way. It's a trading position. 21.88. I'd put a stop in. I don't know if you want a 10% stop. It depends on how much you put in. Today's low is 21.16 because this is leg D, so it could pull back sharply in D. Treat it as a trade. And you just can't get as heavy as you would like to be. Maybe you should. I'm just saying I wouldn't do that. I'm looking at this as a rectangle formation in core mining. There it is. It forms a cup, a lopsided cup within the rectangle. It's in a gray leg B. 23.61 was the peak in the weekly chart. I think it's going to try to get there, 23.62. So you've got yourself a 1.5, maybe more. If the move that you go, this move actually gaps up again into the 23.70s or 24, I would just take profits. Or I'd take profits of a part of the position. That's all I can tell you. You have to treat it as a short-term trade, and if it works, you can actually end up holding this for maybe a couple of weeks under these circumstances.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. an amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Hi folks, we're back. Basil Chapman. Dow is down 178. S&P's down 7. This is amazing action considering there are a lot of negatives out, potential negatives out there this week. But you've got the bank stuff. Let me just see. Was it COF? Yeah, COF, that's Capital One, down 17 at 231. JP Morgan is down 6.74, 322.45. Bank of America, which we still own, some from way, way, way lower down, like right down there, back in 2023. Hit a high of 50s, went to 57 peak and now it's been back. I happen to think that the banks right now, even though bank earnings are coming out this week, I'm watching it closely because you remember this chart right here? This chart right here. Pink is the XLF, the financials monthly chart. Blue is the S&P. Both have made all-time highs in January. But I'm looking at this very closely, and I think that we got a little bit of a sideways move potential right at this moment, and that's kind of why I'm a little cautious here. I don't want to add anything to the bank. Now, look, this is the rectangle formation. Which way do you think we'll go after this? My guess is that we will slide a little bit lower, the E-mini. This is down 10 at 69.94. At 69.90, you start to see this 200-period moving average of 69.81. Glow in the dark. It becomes a magnet if you go down to 69.87. Then all of a sudden, 69.81 becomes a magnet. All right? Could take its start. So Palantir. Did I just do Palantir? Palantir right now is trading up $1.27 at 178.78. I think that Palantir right now is just going sideways. It's not breaking down. It's not breaking up. It's got the high right there of 207.52. I may as well put it in 207.52 on the upside. And on the downside, you've got all the way down to 140 right there, 147. Yep, 147.56. 147. Now, what happens in the rectangle formation? The price can start to move higher and make an A, a B, C, and even go to a D just under, right on, just above or just below the previous high. And then you've got to be careful if it pulls back halfway into the rectangle. In this case, it's in process of doing the move up, the 9-period moving average over the 14. But I just think it's stuck. If you look at this here, this is the daily chart. I think that it's had its day in the sun, going to 207.52. That was in November, I think it was. Let me just check the date. November, the week of the 7th, all right? And I think it's just digesting huge gains. In fact, it could even pull back a little bit down to the 172, 170 area. But I just think it's sideways. Now, I'll be wrong if out of the blue, it takes out this high right here, the high of 198.88 that was made the week of the 26th of December. Then it's on its way to test 207 very quickly. But I just think it's stuck. So if you're in it for a long term, that's one thing. Otherwise, it's treated as a trading vehicle. It pulls back, and you want to buy it in the pullback. It pops up, take the pop. Every time it pops, it fails. At least as the last week. And that's what I've been looking at a number of stocks. Robinhood is in that category, right? Look, Hood. Every time it tries to rally, it fails. Today's a nice day. It's up 279. The day's young. Let's see. But I also put it together. Look, if Robinhood starts to go from 118 to 120, then 121, then 123, I'd be watching BTC. I'd be watching Bitcoin, because they don't go 100% together, but they kind of go together. And that'll tell me it's now Bitcoin's up. You remember it was up 500 something. Now it's up 1265. But look at the candle. It's not a great candle yet, but it's walking the 9-period moving average, and it's above the Chapman Wave inside track propellant zone. So we might see a surprise at some point that Bitcoin actually breaks to the upside. I'm just saying to you, don't hold your breath. Let it be a step-by-step movement, and it could happen overnight. I don't care what it is. It needs to get to a leg D, and it needs to have that D way above all the others in the 24, what was that, 94,405, the 9th of December. So we're a month later. It needs to be much higher. It needs to be 97,250. All of a sudden, I think you're going to see money flow back into Bitcoin, Ethereum, ETH. Okay, where are we? Yeah, it's the same chart, just going nowhere right now. Question came in, TSM. So Taiwan, TSM went to this leg D. That's all-time high, I believe. And that's a G. Everything about this really looks like, I'll put a G/C. Everything about this looks like that's not really the case. But just for now, I'll put G/C. All right. This is the weekly chart. Monthly chart is in leg C. Taiwan Semiconductor doing fantastically. It's up 88 cents at 324.51. The fact that it did the spike with a gap, and it hasn't tried to fill the gap yet, tells me that there's a little bit of room to go to the upside. That's why I said to answer in the den WK. I think that there's a lot going on this week, but they are conflicting in many ways, and you don't really know. How do you know what the Fed is going to say? So how do you know what the the justices are going to say about the tariffs, right? So all I can say is let the chips fall where they... Oh, very good, very good, Taiwan Semiconductor. Let the chips fall where it may, but we've got rotation going on through the different sectors, and that's really important. In fact, that's very good. The only thing that to me is, I wouldn't call it a mystery, because we've spoken about the fact that because governments around the world have no idea what's going to happen from the United States, they're going to say, let's get gold. You just never know. And I think that's part of the buying. And then buying begets buying. You know how it is almost biblical, especially when it comes to gold. So all I'm looking at here is that gold is moving up. It's almost like it's in its own sphere, it's its own trajectory. Treat it that way. Remember, it was like, it's now maybe a year and a half, and I spoke about, you remember I spoke about Bondi, Crudy, Dolly, Goldie, and Vixie, and I said, just remember that bonds that don't have the same. It used to be when bond yields went down, the market went up. When they went up, the market went. None of that goes there. It used to be that when the dollar went up, crude oil would come down. All of that's just out the window. Look at the dollar, DXY. Look at the dollar, down quite sharply today, and it had a good rally, but not great. And then Goldie is gold, right? And the relationship between gold and the dollar should be at about 95 with gold doing this, and it's still holding quite steady sideways. And VIX is the volatility index. Well, VIX right now is trading at up.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Isn't this interesting? Look at this E-mini, only down $4.50 at 7,025. So what's the rule with a rectangle formation that continues just off the top? Usually if it breaks the lower band, you've got to be careful. This is going right back. It's making this deep bowl formation, trying to get back to the high of 7,002.75. Isn't it? I in the den, someone said, closing my short for a 5-point loss. You know, I can't. I don't know what to say. The 9 period, if I didn't know the news and everything, I'd be looking at this and I'd say, look, why are you fighting anything? You've got a green 9 period moving average that's been green. Oh, but look at this. This is from, I ignored it to my own peril. This is from this morning at 5 o'clock. And I was up just after that, and I'm looking at this green line. And the rule, of course, is when you cross the 200 period moving average, with a powerful move in the 9 and 14. You can go much higher. Wow, look at that breakout. So this is fantastic. Can't complain. We're only long. We have long positions, and they're doing very well. Not going to complain. So the answer to the question about the money guaranteed to the if there was a tariff turnaround, all I can say is that the market is treating this not cavalierly, but it's doing well. So with that said, stay tuned. I believe Steve is back. This should be exciting. Steve is back, and we've got great programming here. Check out my Opening Call Daily newsletter. And all I can say is I love it. I'm not complaining. This is very good action. So just one other thing that I needed to comment on, GNL, which is Global Net Lease. I think I showed this the other day. I said, I'm getting all these screeners, these stocks under $10, and they look so good. Global Net Leasing. Another one was ORC. Look how they've been breaking out from when I mentioned them. This is Orchard Island Capital Inc. I mean, really, there's another rectangle. All right, folks, have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow, and stay tuned. Steve's coming up.